Hi guys, Miss Fry here again. Our third video of our beginner flute series is going to be on flute assembly. The flute isn't extremely hard. It's pretty easy to assemble, but I just kind of want to go over it to make sure that you're lining everything up correctly. And we're not going to do anything that would possibly break our flute. Okay, so the first thing I want you to do is pick up the body. So remember, the body is the big long piece of your flute. Now notice how I'm picking it up. I put both my fingers in it and then I kind of lift it out of the case. What you don't want to do is grab it by all these keys and rods. These bend really easily, and you don't want to have to pay to get your flute fixed. So you want to make sure you're picking it up where there's no keys. And when you hold it, you kind of want to hold it on the back where there's not a lot of keys for you to bend, okay? Now, next you're going to pick up your foot joint. Remember, that's the shorter piece. And you want to hold your hands close together. So put one hand on the bottom of the body where the little tenon is, and then your foot joint, right where all these pinky keys are, that's where it goes on. And you're going to twist and push. You want to make sure you're twisting, and you want to make sure that you're not shoving it on. Make sure you twist and move slowly. Okay? The other thing, like I said, my hands are really close together. What you don't want to do is this, where you have your hands really far apart. Bring them down close together. The two parts that you're putting together, put them close. If you do this, sometimes it's really easy to bend this tenon down here, and then your foot joint will get stuck and it won't go on properly. Okay, it's like I said, just little twists. Okay, I'm making sure I'm not grabbing too hard on the rods or the keys. And then to check your alignment, some flutes have little arrows on the back. I think if you have a Yamaha flute, or a couple other brands might do that, you want the two arrows to point at each other. If you don't have that, this big long rod on your foot joint, you want it to point at this last key. So the rod is lined up with your keys on your flute. That's how you know your foot joint is in the right spot. Okay, so it's not circles to circles. This is not right. You want to turn it so that the rod is lined up with the circles. Okay, after you've got that, we're going to hold it up here at the top. We're going to get our head joint. Okay, your head joint is the same thing. You just put the tenon in and you do little twists all the way in. All right, and then you're going to want it to be to where if you're holding your flute with the keys facing up, the tone hole is also facing up. Okay, usually there's like logos right here. Like if you see mine, I have a pearl flute, so it has a P right here and then a little logo right here. You want those to be in line with each other so you can kind of move it and check it and make sure that those line up. Yamaha flutes, like I said, have an arrow sometimes. Just kind of look at your flute and see if whatever's right here is lined up, okay? The keys line up if you go straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up, straight up with the tone hole. That should all be in a line, okay? And there you have it. There's your flute.